Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are talking the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills today because Mr. Reza from Shahs of Sunset was on Watch What Happens Live last night, and they were asking him some Housewives questions, and he was on there with Wendy from the Real Housewives of Potomac, and he definitely offended somebody from Beverly Hills, and her name starts with a K. And it's not Kathy. So when asked who is the most overrated housewife out of all the housewives, Reza's answer was Kyle Richards. That was his answer. Yep. And then he said, ding dong. And Andy was like, what? And he's like, I want her back. Talking about LVP. So we're going to talk about that, guys. But before we do, put some chats or some lip gloss on for you guys. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Turn your notifications on. It's super important so that you can stay up to date with everything that's going on in the Housewives world. So, anyways, Kyle Richards has responded because she obviously saw Watch What Happens Live, or someone has tagged her, or it looks like she conversates a lot with an account called CC Loves You. It's on Instagram. If you are on the Instagram platform, it is I think a gossip site. I think she's been around for a very long time. Maybe that's why Kyle chooses to comment on her platform. But regardless, Reza goes on Watch What Happens Live, and he's on there with Wendy and asks, and he is a huge Beverly Hills fan. They live in that area. I'm pretty sure they live in Beverly. Well, I think that Gigi Golnesa was like in Beverly Hills. Her apartment for sure was. I don't know about the other ones. I want to say they were in like the Valley. Anyways, they asked him who's the most overrated housewife, and he said, oh, he didn't even have to think about it. He didn't have to think about it. And that's why I was like, I wonder if he did that because he knows that it was going to get him some press. But at the same time, he followed up and said that he wanted to see LVP back. And he was like, I want to know what she's doing. And Andy's like, well, why don't you watch Vanderpump Rules? And, that'll let you know how she's doing. And Russ is like, I'm just invested now. And he's like, I want to see her kitchen. And Andy's like, you do see her kitchen on Vanderpump Rules. I'm pretty sure it's in the trailer. And he's like, well, I'm just saying I'm invested. You have me loving her now. And I'm just saying Kyle Richards is overrated. Kyle Richards has gotten word what Reza said, and she has commented back on the account. Like I said, CC loves you. And she says, oh, wasn't his show canceled? And wasn't he the first one voted off of Traitors? I can't even be offended. That's what she said. Now, in all fairness, I love the Shahs of Sunset. I think that there's still a lot of people that I still think there is like a group of people, and we're probably the people that love 90210 as well, but there's still a lot of us that love Shahs of Sunset. And honestly, if everything hadn't transpired with Mike and the domestic violence, allegedly, I don't know if they would still have, I don't know if they would have kept going or not, to be honest, because they didn't have a lot of cast, right? They didn't have a lot of cast to begin with. And surely over the years, obviously they're more limited, and like MJ's married now and they have a kid, and Golnesa has a kid, and it just didn't feel like the same old Shahs of Sunset that we were used to seeing, right? But there was word that they were going to get a spinoff. There was word that everything was going to be all right, that after the phone call that Shahs was canceled, that three of them, Reza, Golnesa, and MJ, got a phone call from somebody else. Well, not from somebody else, just got another phone call that they were maybe going to try to do like a spinoff. And I'm pretty sure that they even may have filmed for this, but we haven't heard any word about it. I think they might have said they're not doing it though. Let me double check. Because they had people a little bit like looking for it. I mean, I know I was. MJ went on Jeff Lewis podcast, and she was the one that really helped us understand that they could possibly be getting, their own spinoff, and that it wasn't their fault about Mike, which isn't, of course. Let's see here if we can get anything pulled up. They canceled it in April of 2022, and it had 9 seasons. And Shahs of Sunset was saddened earlier this year when it was announced that the show would not be returning to Bravo. I don't see anything else since April. That's it. That's the last time we really, I guess, that's when it was canceled. But they really did imply that they were going to be doing some sort of spinoff. Let me see here if I can find an article on it. Because they were basically saying, like, even though it was recent, Mike was arrested on alleged charges related to domestic violence. Bravo hasn't officially commented on that. Oh, could a Shahs spinoff be in the works? Sources close to TMZ, which after this whole Britney Spears thing, I mean, TMZ is like, TMZ said 3 fan favorites, arguably biggest stars of the Shahs of Sunset, are in talks for other projects with the network. Does this mean a spinoff is in the works? What other kinds of projects could be discussed? With Bravo using Peacock to launch new spinoffs and shows, it wouldn't be surprising to find something Shahs related on there. Right now, MJ, Reza, and Gigi are reportedly in the early stages of talks about what could be next. I'm reading this from Monster Critics, by the way. Then it says, MJ and Gigi both have babies, so mom-focused spinoff wouldn't be bad. However, they would leave Reza in the dark. All of the drama these 3 have experienced through their run on the Shahs of Sunset, an update about their lives now would be welcomed by longtime viewers. With the 10th season of Shahs of Sunset viewers, and the fans will be waiting to hear what Bravo says about the cancellation and what will happen in its place. There were plenty of good moments in the drama, but feuds between Reza and MJ will forever be one of the most significant moments of the Shahs of Sunset. Do you guys remember that season? It was bad when they were fighting. It was real bad when they were fighting because they knew each other like for years and years and years, and they knew where all of the bodies were buried on each other. Okay, because you could tell that their friendship was so sincere and so authentic. I think that they trusted each other, like, you know, throughout the years. And like sometimes there's people that you know you shouldn't be friends with because they're possibly going to burn you, and so you like keep your guard up or whatever. But sometimes when you're around people that like are such longtime people in your life, like Reza and MJ are, you are like yourself in a way, and that's because that person knows you and knows you from like when you were younger and knows how you are as like a person. And so therefore, you know, we can't always be ourselves everywhere we go, right? Because we have character defects, whatever the case may be. But when you run into someone that like knows you, knows you, and you can like really be yourself, it's hard not to do that because you don't get to do that with a lot of people. So MJ and Reza kind of had each other. They like grew up with their family. And it was bad when Reza, you know, talks about MJ and the whole you know what I'm saying, and her uterus and yada yada yada. So anyways, guys, we don't need to rehash that, but we do know that that was one of the biggest feuds. And they were telling dirt on each other. If you guys want me to do a video about the dirt I know, comment, because you know MJ was working out a bank and she might have gotten a little bit of trouble. So if you guys want to know, comment. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day. I just wanted to come on and tell you guys the tea about Reza and Kyle Richards feuding over who is the most overrated housewife. What do you guys think? Who is the most overrated housewife? Make sure you leave it in the comments. And have a great Monday. Thanks, guys.